So we got this Flxible coming in again for service. Dan comes a couple times a year with it. He winters in the south with it, and he lives in Michigan during the summer. Very touristy town in Michigan there, Frankfort, Michigan, up on the near Traverse City area. But anyways, yeah, he's bringing it in. We got a few issues to go through. The Torsilastic on one side is sagging a little bit again. And we're gonna go through and we're gonna add a block warmer to it so he's got better starting performance in the cold winter time. Close enough. Did you have a block warmer on or no?
I don't have a block warmer.
Oh, that's part of the job. This Torsilastic suspension is like a big rubber spring in there, kind of like if you wind a rubber band up on one of those those little balsa wood airplanes. It's kind of what it's like. So there's some adjustment on there. We've done it one time already. The company that made these remanufactured ones said they're never going to do it again. This particular side, we've already raised it one other time. So for some reason, this one's just not as strong as the other side. He's blowing a little more black smoke than normal. So we're going to go in and we're going to take a look at this air filter and see if that's a problem. Yeah, Dan. That's even, Jonathan's gonna try and figure out how to get the air filter housing down. It's gonna be a big job. It doesn't fit. This whole engine bay is different than factory. Somebody's added this Cummins L10 to it. And the air filter housing is not anywhere near the factory configuration, so it's kind of like an afterthought. This is very hard to get this air filter out of the housing.
Still not quite there. No. Okay. Well. It was worth a shot. That shouldn't be too bad. Just pull the other bracket off and then pull that elbow off of there.
It looks like it'll come out now, though. Unless you got to remove the radiator. Oh, wow.
Now the light's in there. Good Lord.
Oh, no. How much further we got? Oh, there it is. We're clear.
I guess we push that back up in there and we'll. Is this door open?
Yeah.
From the inside.
Okay, what are we trying to do? Can we lift up on this and come back this way?
Yeah, I think I'm hitting this thing.
Oh, sparky, sparky.
Huh?
We're sparking.
Oh. That's probably good.
Is that the light?
Yeah. This sparked right here.
Sparky, sparky.
Okay. I gotta pull that out.
If you take this intake out, then I think it'll.
Yeah, then it would drop down. See some piece.
The dirty air on this is on the inside. This thing is like oil residue buildup. That's definitely one of those crappy K&N kind of things. Well, I don't think that the black smoke is because the air filter is restricted, because we can see daylight straight through there. It's a style of K&N filter that's terrible. We did take some measurements of this and took it over to the CarQuest guys to see if they could match. There's no numbers on it anywhere, but if we can find a paper element filter that's a lot better at filtration, that would be best. So we got to go look at the turbo now.
Do you feel the edge?
Yeah. The leading edge on those turbo fins are in really rough shape. It's because that K&N style filter's been passing a lot of crap. I've never been a big fan of those, but you have to keep them serviced and cleaned. And clearly, with this setup on this bus where you can't even get it out of there, there's no way to keep it oiled and all that, but there's still too much dirt coming through there. That is terrible, terrible looking. There's a couple little small Allen heads that we need to get to. It's a very tight spot to get that block warmer out. So I should hold it in there. Yeah, I think that'll work. You needed to downsize it. So you got a cotter pin wrapped around it, and it goes through there. It's holding it in place. The old block warmer is a different shape, and it doesn't come out of the hole, so he's trying to cut it here to get it to come out. It won't break.
But that hole is threaded.
Oh, okay. Is there like a rubber seal laying in it though? Jeez, oh Pete.
Fucker.
Using George words.
There you go. Man.
So there was no actual plug on it. Yes, the old one was so curly, there was no way to get it to spin out of there because there's too many obstructions around it. We're hoping the new one will go in because it's a different shape. This was specifically ordered for the L10 Cummins, so even though it's a different shape, it should go in there better, hopefully.
I don't
see how that's mathematically possible. All right, so much for being easy. We had to remove this whole housing. All that rusty crap in there. All right, I cut a new gasket with this rubberized cork stuff that I have. It's a good gasket for cooling systems. We ended up having to remove this housing because this doesn't fit no matter how you try any like this. You have to, in order to get it in, you can't clear it this way on this side to do that maneuver. So it has to go this way, like this. So when this is up against the block in there, you can't get that thing in. And then we can thread it in. We cleaned up the threads on here. It does go in. There we go. And then we'll get that in there tight. We'll put some Permatex sealant on the threads for the pipe thread there too. Get that all the way in, and then we cut the gasket that go on there. So that way it's not interfering with anything. You cannot put it in through the top. It was this one doesn't even have a hole for it, but the book showed a hole in the top and said you can't use that top hole because when it sits in there like this, then steam can get up here, and part of this element would be in air, and you can never have that in air. It must be in coolant the whole time. So we're gonna get this installed. So once we learned you had to remove this housing, the job became a lot easier, but on a Detroit, it's made where you can just pull this thing out, unthread it, and put a new one in. It just comes straight out the hole. This whole setup is ridiculous. Crazy. I got the new GPS for my bus. I like this much better than a regular GPS. When you use this to find out where you're going, you always know where you are. Unlike following a GPS blindly nowadays, you're lost until you actually arrive at your destination. And speaking of destinations, we're gonna take our bus next year on a trip. This is his original destination sign, all the cities he used to go to. And we're gonna go on a trip, Kelly and I, in the bus camping to all of these different cities, one after another. We're gonna do the whole destination sign trip. So that's gonna be first part of next year. That should be a lot of fun.